What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here with part 32 of my Total Warhammer 2 modded Count Noctilus campaign. So as we saw last time, the deck droppers took flight and had their debut battle against Black Buckthorn, who is the leader of a relatively elite dwarven host, at the very least a very high chevron slash veterancy dwarven host, and the deck droppers did defeat them without a single loss, although it did come close to losing, I believe, one of the units, but otherwise it did reasonably well. I'm not crazy impressed, at least, and not compared to the prowess of Hawk Riders of the Wood Elves, but they're okay for now. We'll see how strong they are once they have, veterancy, once they have buffs, and once they have a couple of gunnery wights in this army. Should change up the force a little bit, I would think. Plus a couple of Death Shriek Terrorgeists wouldn't go amiss either, I think. Anyway, that's a long ways away, so we'll just have to contend ourselves with some fighting like Count Noctilus. He's about to attack Xerxel, and as we saw, they have a fairly nice garrison. Some Ironbreakers, Hammers, Slayers, lots of range units, some arty, hey, even a Gyrocopter, plus the garrison force as well. So that might be a toughie, as Noctilus is, well, probably the weakest against the dwarves. Well, maybe not the weakest, but they're a lot more resistant to his mortars, which don't really do much to them, so that takes out a considerable amount of firepower for them. Also, not you, Silostra. I was looking for Two Toes Adley, who's down here somewhere. You still have to move, and I do recall that you were going to go here. Let's grab this, whatever it is. It is an isle. Okay, explore the island, sure, fair enough. And auto-resolve that little pathetic army, obviously. Do we need to heal up now? We're going to the Galleon's Graveyard anyway. 699, that sounds like a sign. Let's grab that. Let's see, Two Toes Adley, and we got a Banner of Swiftness and the materials at sea. Damn, alright, Two Toes, looks like your, every single one of your toes is blessed. Alrighty, let's move, or at least two of them are. Let's move you here. I presume that this means that you have two toes. Well, let's just say they're both blessed. You are going to now... do we go directly to the Galleon's Graveyard, or do we start gathering stuff out here? I mean, they're both decent options. We'll figure it out. I did want to replace the one lost unit of zombie-powered gunnery mob with hand cannons, because I did really like the... I liked this thing. It worked out quite well, even if it was fragile. And that's because we don't have a melee line, so it's not surprising there. Alrighty, then I think, unless there's somebody else to move... Margaret, why have you barely moved? Is there a reason? Oh, right, you're just gonna wait outside Dread Rock to COVID up for 6 turns. Alrighty, fine, we'll wait there. Let's fight with Noctilus, then. Let's get to it. Xerxel. Let's see what kind of garrison. Pyrrhic Victory, you say? Oh, the garrison isn't too bad either. It's got some more Longbeards, another Slayer unit. Alright, this should be fun. This should be fun against the elites. I'm excited. Let's get to it. Noctis, obviously we're going to make this a cinematic battle. If the game says it's going to be a Pyrrhic Victory, we can't even auto-resolve, because for some reason, specifically our deck gunners, our our first longest ranged regular unit, non-artillery unit, would die, apparently. Well, whatever. We'll find out. Alrighty, here we go. First thing, I kind of screwed up right at the start. I completely forgot about the these two units, the Queen's Guard and the Mordaka deck gunners, and I left them out front when it was setting up. That's partly because it took a really, really long time to try to figure exactly how I wanted to set this battle up. Unfortunately, this map is really gross. It's terrible for the type of army that we currently have, and then look at all these stupid little hills. Like, this is extremely irritating, at least in part because if you put your units here, there are other hills back here, and this is probably a little bit too close. And then if you put them here, there's more hill here that would hide the enemy army. There's trees here, and yeah, there was really no good area that I liked in order to set this up. So eventually what I ended up doing was just moving the moving the artillery as far as I could justify moving them away. Obviously, I don't want to put them into the corner because that would be, you know, corner camping, but in this particular case, it was the only territory that I liked, so I just moved them as far back, essentially, as possible, and I didn't want to put it in the center because, once again, the stupid damn hill. And the plan is to have the ranged units basically cover on this hill and surround the artillery, essentially, and fire from up there. We just need a little bit of raised land to fire our guns from because of the lack of firing angle. Anyway, first thing here that we did was to summon a unit of zombies on top of the enemy bolt throwers, and then pop that tomb swarm right on top of the enemies, plus a few of our cannon shots. Pretty effective. Most thing that I want right now is just to get those bolt throwers out of the picture so they can't damage our weaker units. There is also a grudge thrower here that we will have to take care of, and ideally we will. I believe I have a carronade unit targeting it. Yeah, there we go. Or at least I would. Now, the mortars are also going to target the enemy, but as I said at the very start, mortars are not going to be super effective in this particular battle, especially while the enemy moves up. It might change when the enemy is just sort of standing still, and the mortars might be able to kill enemy units, but otherwise, they're not very good against the dwarfs because of their considerable armor. And you can see this hill here. Like, if we had set up here, the army would already be at us or on us, and we wouldn't be able to do much about that. On the bright side, this particular little force of dwarves is getting kind of obliterated by Queen Bess, although, to be fair, that one shot did miss, but they took quite a bit of damage while they were moving around and trying to kill our zombies there. Alrighty, well, the enemy army is going to keep moving. We are going to have Noctilus and Rodimus out front as usual. And now it's just a matter of seeing how many of the enemy units we can kill before they actually get to us. And yeah, once again, being protected by those hills, thank the dark gods for the mortars, I suppose. Or thank the gash or something, I don't know. For the mortars, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to get really any fire going. Alrighty, so as they were moving up, obviously we had a Pit of Shade summoned by Noctilus himself. Gonna do an okay amount of damage to those units, but honestly, not a crazy amount there either. Gonna get some Wraith Fire support and a few more casts like that Tide Call there. I believe there is a... we already saw the Wraith Swarm. I think that's all of our spells, or at least it's most of our spells. Alrighty, and now finally several of our units are in range. Only 2 out of the 7 or so of the gun line. Well, 6 of the regular guns. Okay, 8 if you count the 2 units of deck gunners. They're also having a really, really difficult time firing at the enemy. Really, it's just Queen Bess and the mortars for like 90% of this thus far. But soon they'll start moving up and we'll hopefully be able to finally hit them with our other ranged units. Alrighty, Noctis firing almost point blank into this unit of Iron Breakers, and there are 2 units of Iron Breakers. I do believe they want to chuck their satchel charges at him while he moves away. Ouch. That's gotta be irritating if nothing else, although I don't imagine he takes too much damage. I remember when playing the Thorek campaign, there was a moment where I think we were fighting, might have been Clan Molder, I think it was Throt himself, where a unit of satchel charges from a unit of Iron Breakers just got thrown, all hit him at the same time, just instantly exploded him. It was pretty damn funny, just not as effective against Mr. Noctilus, clearly. Still, the rest of the army is still moving up. We've only thus far been able to rout 3 units, and those really far away. Another Tomb Swarm going down as well. This is definitely the fewest number of units that we've been able to rout with Noctilus's army for a long time, and this certainly shows how important it is to have at least a decent terrain. Like, even if this territory was just flat, if it was just plain flat, this would have been so much easier, and the deck gunners could have at least gotten some work done. I mean, look how much ammo we still have on pretty much all of our units, and I told these guys to specifically target a unit, and immediately this kill interferes with firing as well. Same with the carronades, they had to move forward. Noctis is starting to take damage over here, but I do imagine that at least some of this is probably splash damage from our gunners. At the very least, he's certainly doing a good job at holding the line. Pretty fun battle thus far, I gotta admit, though. Oh, another set of satchel charges, setting the Necrofex on fire there. While Noctis is at half HP now, he might actually need to pop an invocation of the heck. There goes the Wraith Swarm coming out of that skull in the sky. Wait, is there not supposed to be a skull in the sky? Am I crazy? Was that a different spell I was thinking of? Or maybe it already appeared before. I think the skull appears before the magical effect. And no, it almost looked like the mortars come out of the spell there. Anyway, I just wanted to take a quick look, and I'm kind of losing my voice now. I just want to take a look at the army. As you can see, they're getting closer and closer to our gun line, and they're having kind of a difficult time, or rather, we're having kind of a difficult time keeping them back. Obviously, Noctilus and Rodimus are holding the line, and this will probably be one of, if not the last fight. And I know I keep saying this, where they don't have their regiment of renown. Necrofex Colossus also in this army. I've really been meaning to get them into this army, but it's just I've been having a difficult time getting another lord to take. I wanted to say Maelstrom to take Noctilus's unit of. Ooh, that was uncomfortably close in terms of mortars. Look how close those damn slayers got. Wow, that's extremely uncomfortable. And they did, I believe, get close enough to our units of our Flintlock Dead Sails over here, who came, who did a little bit of damage, but they did come close to getting completely caught and surrounded. Fortunately, we did move the Queen's Guard to stop the enemy, and they've been doing a pretty good job at killing Mr. King Lon Ironhammer over here, who, despite the fact that they don't dish out magical damage, has been taking quite a bit of a beating from. So good job to the Queen's Guard. And oh, here comes the satchel charges though, and I do imagine they'll probably hurt King Lun as well, so I guess silver lining there. And another set. Ooh, as the Norscan roar goes down into this blob of enemies, but yeah, once again, look how close they are to our gun line. It's certainly down to the wire in them being able to get right up to us, even though they haven't yet. Yeah, we just really need to summon another lord to take a few of Noctilus's units. This is mostly just because I've gotten attached to them and I don't want to get rid of like an 8 or 9 chevron unit just to replace it immediately. And I still haven't decided whether it is going to be the deck guard that we move away, or deck guard? The deck gunners. Man, it's not enough that I confuse depth guard with grave guard. Now there's a deck guard to say. But yeah, what I was going to say was I haven't decided whether it's going to be those two or just a pair of zombie pirate gunnery mobs. If you have a perfect map, the deck gunners tend to be better. Obviously not against all units, but just by virtue of their being specialized in you targeting specific units and using them to snipe them. In those cases, they're better. But in other cases where you have regular sort of battles and not an ideal sort of map, then the gunnery mobs do, for some reason, tend to be better. I haven't figured out exactly why, though. Mostly because the deck gunners are more costly, and they do have a very, very small firing arc. At the very least, a slightly better firing arc than the handgunners do, which would feel like they would have a slight advantage there too. But yeah, I think it's mostly because they have a difficult time with firing against units that have many units, i.e. they're great at sniping monsters and lords and that sort of thing, but pretty much meh at everything else. But yeah, anyway, close victory there, probably mostly by virtue of, as you guys have noted, ammunition, and not so much by virtue of damage. They came very close to breaching our lines, but it was a pretty damn cool battle, and I'm glad that it was not auto-resolvable, because I would have missed out on this one. And yeah, I guess the auto-resolve saying that this was going to be, what was it going to say? I think it was saying Pyrrhic victory or something. I think it was said Pyrrhic victory. But yeah, it was pretty much on the money there that it would be a little bit closer than otherwise normal for Noctilus's army. Fortunately, we don't have to chase down the enemy host because it is a settlement battle, and there we go. Xerxel is ours. Alrighty, not too bad. That actually turned out to be a pretty fun battle. Well done to the dwarfs. They came reasonably close, or actually very close, to breaching our lines, though I do want to point out that that was likely more so from the fact that for once the terrain favored the enemy rather than us than it was due to the strength of the army. If we had the terrain advantage and our guns were actually properly able to fire the entire time, obviously they would have had a much more difficult time. And because of all those stupid little hills, basically pigeonholing us and forcing us into essentially one position on the map, and not even a very good one. That was perhaps unsurprising. Really close due to that, but otherwise, everybody did okay. Let's see how much damage we did. I'm a little bit disappointed once again into the deck gunners, but once again not surprised because they tend to do pretty terribly when there's even a tiny hill on the battlefield. So yeah, it seems about right. Otherwise, the mortars did okay, but we didn't expect them to do crazy amounts of damage once again due to the fact that the dwarves are pretty damn heavily armored. Bessa, as always, cleans house with the 81k damage, and Noctilus did okay with the 31k. 8k, yeah, a lot of our units felt like they did relatively low damage, but I suppose limited number of dwarf units and all that. Alrighty, well, either way. Now the question here is, do we actually want to bother taking Xerxel? I mean, on the one hand, I don't really want to bother defending it, and we could very well sack it and just move on. But it will be a base for the dwarves to essentially repeatedly attack us down here, but then we'd have to defend it, and you know what, just sack it for now. I'll think about it. We can always come back if we really want to. We are going to probably conquer the dwarven stuff, but once again, I do favor the Sartosan stuff rather than Angron stuff. So sack the place for now. We might come back, and we might, it might be a while from now, especially. Also, I take it you guys, oh, you guys are actually so badly damaged by that you're almost willing to peace out, eh? The thing is, if we take Xerxel, we basically have to take this entire province, and once again, I'm not super into it. Hey, these guys are at least happy with us attacking Clan Angrand. I don't even remember. Oh, we attacked them because they had a force nearby. We can temporarily peace out with them now that we've beaten them down, if they're actually willing to do this, while we take care of Sartosa, since they have a bunch of armies here. And then we can always come back and attack them again. Now they rejected the offer. Well then, screw you. Actually, wait, I want to try something. Go here. Oh no, I was gonna say, can we siege this? Well, I don't want to occupy it. Is there any need to occupy it? I suppose we could go here and Karakazor as well and just sack all these places. We could also raise them and just not bother with them. 10k for Karak Bufdar and 45k for Karakazor. Ooh, that sounds pretty worthwhile to me. We could get a lot of cash to build up our empire, especially since we started running low last episode or the episode before that. Ooh, also, you now have enough money to build something. Wait, did I was gonna get you an anchor, but then I promptly forgot, I guess. Alright, let's go for the anchor first, and then we'll get the other thing second. Ballast was, I believe, the anchor that I wanted. Pirate crew growth +2, yeah. So the one that increases the growth more. Yeah. You do that for now, Trusty Montford. Ooh, speaking of Trusty Montford, you can get your Salt Lord Scuttlers. Yes, let's get one of the deck droppers with pistols away, because I'm not big on them. At least they haven't performed thus far super well. Now we can recruit these guys, right? Right? We need to be in friendly waters, don't we? Alright, that's fine. We're just gonna land next turn anyway. Well, I guess we could get this and... Wait, do we need to heal up? Yeah, we should probably heal up. Plus, we need to watch out for these guys attacking Lucchini or something like... You can't even get to Lucchini, can you? Also something to consider. Oh well, Noctilus, in the meantime, you're gonna move away, buddy. And you're gonna move around, attack Myrmidons. And I gotta remember that you're hurt and heal you up next fight. Also, you have a point left to use. The question is what we're going... Oh, wait, a Basti. There is no question, because we know exactly what we're gonna go with. We're not going to have enough points for maintenance, though. That's for damn sure. Might as well also level you guys up, because we're probably gonna have you keep fighting next turn or so. I want you to get more ammunition for everybody. And I want you to get, well, go figure, more ammunition for everybody. Alright, sounds good to me. You guys are now good. Who else needs to do things? Luther Harkin, you're stuck. Silostra, you're more or less stuck. Ooh, although Silostra, actually, stuck though you may be, one of the Syrene's units is going to go away because we have now unlocked the... Oh, wow, that's dark red. Pretty cool. Night Terrors, Morngulls, there we go. There we go. 5 Morngulls, 3 Haunters, and a bunch of Syrenes. Liking this army now. I mean, I was liking it before. It was pretty damn strong. What do these guys do, by the way? Oh, these guys go into Rampage? Uh-oh. They do have a lot more weapon strength, and they also have a little bit more leadership, a little bit more speed, basically a little bit more of everything, huh? A little bit less melee defense, but a little bit more of everything else. Okay, fair enough. You guys stay as you are. I'm not going to bother with those upgrades as yet. Ooh, although, James Sawyer, you're ready for maintenance. You know what? Let's get you maintenance. I know that every point is valuable, but I feel like you're a hero and not a lord, and therefore we can actually afford to get maintenance on you. So let's do that. And Robert, you have maintenance available as well, although you once again do have some damn good stuff that you can get for the entire army. Get it for now. We can always respec them should we require to. Otherwise, Two Toes Adley, who else needs to move? Margaret does not. Alright, let's see if there's any buildings that we need to build, although I don't believe that there are. Let's see, you. Income from ports, useless, generate income, plus public order to nearby regions, I guess. Public order in adjacent provinces, I mean, I'll probably replace it with something later on, but keep it for now, and the upgrade is relatively cheap, so I'm just gonna build it. Because the question is, what else would we get here? Let's see, you're currently building this. Honestly, the Night Pyres would have probably been more useful for the extra corruption. We probably want to get the Dead Pirates workshops either way. And then I guess it's the Dead Pirates workshops and then one of these. Just because, once again, we just need more and more gunnery wights. They're just such a great hero, and essentially every single frickin' territory needs to get them. Alright, fine, just start working on those gunnery wights then. And you know what, you might as well build up the next level of debris, barricade. Vampire Coast, what were we going to get here? It was... We already have the gunnery wight building. I was planning something. It wasn't the noose, we deleted that. I guess we already have the pirate fort, we already have the cannons, so basically it's either the Cape of Conjuring, the Great Altar of the Necrarchs, or honestly it doesn't really matter, we're going to save that money for now, just because none of those are very useful. I suppose the corruption would help with when we inevitably conquer this stuff. How expensive is it for the upgrade? Not that expensive. Maybe we want the Admiral's Mausoleum here just for when Chaos comes, because it's extra leadership. In fact, this gives us missile resistance. What will this give us, the army here? Melee defense +5 when under siege. That's fairly considerable. You know what, I'll give it some thought. I'll give it some thought. In the meantime, let's skip the unassigned skill points. And then proceed to next turn, I guess. Let's see if Noctilus gets hit again by anything. And... yep. Hope I didn't forget anything there. It was a pretty damn fun battle. I'm actually excited to fight Clan Angrand again. Alright, you guys are still okay. We still have to attack the Skaven, too. I don't remember, does Karakazor count as one of our potential objectives? Because if it does, only something to think about. I'm like to bet these guys, and by these guys I mean Sartosa, their other army is gonna walk up to Lucchini right now. Almost completely certain that that's what they're gonna do. Ooh, who are you? Oh, you're the garrison, not the garrison, the... Oh, damn it! So, those jerk faces didn't destroy the... Oh, don't tell me that stops our recruitment. I hope not, that would be extremely irritating. Spectazuma, you attack, Vampire Counts Rebels right there. And auto-resolve this, I guess. And then we will ransom the captives. You're still recruiting, right? Please tell me you're still recruiting. Don't remember the last time this happened. Well, one turn away. Okay, you're good, you're good. Just stay as you are, and we're not leaving the base, because these guys make me very nervous. Although they will provide us a pretty fun fight. Oh, but, their lord is actually gone. That's kind of interesting. Oh, what the frickin' hell? These guys are back. Well, they may be back, but they're not going to be able to take Monument of Itzatel. We have a decent garrison here, and their army is only 13 out of 20. I don't see them winning that fight. Alrighty, speaking of winning... I don't know why I said speaking of winning fights, so speaking of buildings. Vampire Coast, okay, we're good with you. Ooh, you're about to get to level 5, which means our first Pirate Fortress hero capacity +1 for all heroes in 5 turns, which means more gunnery wights. Let's get you, Lucchini. Yeah, that's what I was saying. And nobody can reach you, I take it, Lucchini? Oh, you can reach it by water. Sweet. Sweet. Well done, trusty Mod 40. You can defend it. I do wonder what kind of army we got going on here. Not enough anti-air. That's for damn certain. Not enough anti-air to win against trusty Mod Fords, so good luck. You're gonna need it, but if we can get another fight with the deck droppers, I'd be very happy to do so. Alrighty, well that means we won't need to move you in there, Noctilus, and you can proceed all the way to Myrmidon's next turn. Wonderful. Leave all this stupid dwarven stuff alone for now. We'll take Zvorak, or actually taking Zvorak might be kind of a problem, but oh well. I still want Myrmidons, so we're gonna. And oh, they have Gronti Mingol as well. Oh, that's a abandoned elven colony too. Alrighty, you're going to, well, digging is pointless, so just go for encamp stance for now. Is there anything you need to build? Noctis, I don't think, yeah, you're at 11. You're gonna be able to build some stuff soon, but it's not super necessary right now. Alrighty, Silostra, time to move you out as well. We already got you your Night Terrors. You can get this. Okay, fine. Fair enough. Fair enough. Go to the Isle of Wights, and then we'll sail out of there on next turn. Just checking around for Nagarond armies, but it doesn't look like there is one. Let's also upgrade this port. Let's also upgrade this lynching post. Let's also upgrade the meat market. That's a slave pit, but on the way to meat market. Then we can get you your gaff launcher. Beautiful. And we're going to hold on to your points still. Almost time for Norska Ing, although I guess we do still need to head down here. Marienburg. I forgot to build the frickin' Picaroon's hideout here. I just saw that the Pirate Coast, the Vampire Cove was here, and I was just like, wait a second. There we go. Let's see. Silostra, you are good. Luther, you're almost good. One more turn. Two Toes Adley. You already got us something very, very useful. Wait, is this guy at war with us? Yeah, they're at war with us. I guess if they sail out here, we'll have to defend, but we're gonna sail out here first, and then we'll gather some more stuff at sea. Let's see, that's you, Robin Deans. You were heading out to somewhere to dig an Ulthuan, so that's where you shall go. Wendy, you are going somewhere up here, and then I think somewhere around here. I'm gonna have to actually check this because I don't 100% remember exactly where it was. Let's get our tech up and running as well. Efficient necromancy, probably the last thing since we're not raising any dead right now. You, Riddles of Ranald. We have one here, one up here. This looks like, okay, this is Karant Kar, so it's the monoliths maybe. You are gonna get hit by the Morngul. Alrighty. So I guess this is the one we're headed to. Alright. Fair enough. I think we've been there before, and I think it was like right here. It was like right by the monoliths, in fact. I hope that's what it was. I didn't read the thing. Maybe it could be out here by this little green warpstone thing. So yeah, let's head to the monoliths. Alrighty, anything else that we need to build? And I guess we can upgrade you. You're pretty cheap. Telia. Oh, right, that. We'll do that now. I was about to say in a second, but no, right now. Slave pits. Growth is okay here. It's not great, but it's okay. I'm really excited to see if you're gonna try this. Especially now that we have the Salt Lord Scuttlers as well. How are we for time here? Not great. Not great. I don't think we have enough time, unfortunately, to go all the way to the end, in the sense that we will have to end this episode before ending the turn. How many more turns until Pirate Cove? 5 turns. Alrighty. Alright, so I guess I'm going to call this here, because I expect that if we end the turn, the deck droppers will get attacked by this army, even though they would be insane too, because obviously they have they don't have the range firepower to deal with our flyers, but that's okay. I'm pretty used to the AI being insane, although the animated hulks might be fairly difficult to kill in range, but the rest of the army I think we should be able to destroy. But I guess we'll have to see that next time. In addition to Noctis, who's going to attack and take over Myrmidon, so that might even be auto-resolvable. I'm not entirely sure. The garrison here is pretty pathetic, and it's only a level 3 settlement after all. And they just keep moving up north, I guess, through Zvorak, and then more onto Karakazor. I really want to sack that, since we're at below insane amounts of money, and we always want to keep insane amounts of money. And yeah, that's about it. And oh, next turn as well, Count Luther Harkin he's going to be ready to go. His army will have completed its retrofit, and he will once again take to the, well, not to the seas, but to the jungles, and try to continue grabbing his... Oh, he could actually... After defeating these guys, he could fight for this quest for Slan Gold as well. Alrighty, so plenty of stuff to do. Stay tuned for it next time and the next few times, I guess, because there are way too many things to do for one episode. But more fun times to come, and more vampire on vampirate action, and more flying deck droppers next time. So with that said, as always, I do appreciate any and all feedback with regards to the gameplay or the way I do things on this channel. Don't forget to leave a like and comment for your friendly neighborhood heretic. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.